Hello, this is Daryl Ballard and welcome to another video. If you're watching this video, it's probably because you were searching online to learn about ways to track things in your new online business, or maybe you're a subscriber of my YouTube channel and you're seeing this. Whatever the case may be, that's what we're going to talk about today. And welcome, glad you could be here. We're going to talk about why you need a tracking app for your online business. And it's really so that you can know what's working and what's not. That is the important thing. Without some sort of tracking app, you're not going to know what's working. You're not going to know whether the money you're spending on advertising is accomplishing anything, or whether you're actually losing money in the process. Well, you'll know that eventually, but you need to know it early on so that you can increase the things that are working well and decrease the things, or eliminate the things that are not working. All right, so let's get started. First, we're going to look at this, and I know it's a complicated drawing. Some of you have seen it before if you've seen some of the videos about the critical things you need to know, steps to take to make an online business successful. This has to do with, specifically with affiliate marketing, and but it will work for anything, so anything that you're selling online. What this chart demonstrates is you're sending traffic to a landing page, and I'm going over this for those of you who came across this video first thing and haven't seen this before. Bear with me a little bit for those of you who are familiar with this. You send your traffic to a landing page. This is a page that you own, and the reason you want to do that is because if you send your traffic directly to your offer, you're never going to see them again. You may make a sale or two now and then, probably not much anymore. This worked 10 years ago, but doesn't basically work at all anymore. Way under 1% success rate. So you send them to a page that you own called a landing page. It's got some information here at the top, an ad basically, and then you end up trading some additional information for their email address, which then goes to your autoresponder. And they're sent directly on to what we call a bridge page. The bridge page is a video that you introduce yourself, make your prospects somewhat familiar with you, that sort of thing, and then they click on the button to go to your offer. Now, this in itself is only going to get about a 1 or 2% success rate with your offer, so still very difficult to make a living doing that. And that's the reason for this down here. You send them to an autoresponder. They get a couple of emails a day apart that send them to your bridge page and hopefully onto your offer. And then they get what we called, if you saw the rest of this, a value series, these 4 emails here, which is small bits of information that you're giving away to them just to get them to know and like and trust you, so that they're more likely to go to your offer and buy what you're offering. Increases the success rate significantly. And then of course the emails can continue on, not one every day like this shows, but continue on, one a week or one every few days, that sort of thing. So this was the system that we were using to greatly increase to more like 20% our success rate with our offer. If you're doing affiliate marketing, one of the issues is this page here where your offer is, you don't actually own. You're selling someone else's product. So we have to talk a little bit about that as far as tracking too. But back to tracking, that's just so you understand this graph. We're going to talk about traffic. We're going to talk about some different sources. We're going to get a little more specific about the traffic here that we're sending to our landing page. So I'm going to give 3 examples here, not because you may just use 3 types of traffic to your page, but just so that the chart doesn't, it's already complicated enough. We don't need to make it any more complicated than that. So let's say you're using, and these are just examples, you're using Facebook ads, pay-per-click ads to send some traffic to your page. Okay, So that's one type of traffic that you may be trying to generate. And then let's say you're also using some solo ads, however you find those, searching for them on Facebook, like we've talked about in the past, maybe using Udemy, a solo ad provider, which I have done in the past and works relatively well, but solo ads. If you don't know what those are, don't worry about it. The point of this is tracking and not necessarily the type of ads. There's plenty of information out there. I've done some, others have. Check out my channel, check out some others. You'll find lots of information about solo ads, the good and the bad, I might add. All right, and let's say you're also putting up some YouTube videos. You're not paying for ads, although there are ways of doing that as well, but you're putting up some videos, and from that, the people watching your videos, you have a link at the bottom, and you're generating some traffic to your landing page, bridge page, your offer in some way or other. Okay? So now, what does that have to do with tracking? That's the three we're going to use. There are lots of others, but that's the three you're going to use here. What do you need to know, and why do you need to track this? All right. Well, first, at this step right here, where I've put this dotted line, you need each one of your Facebook ads, because you may have more than one ad, not just one Facebook ad here. Each one of your ads may have a specific link that you've put with your tracker app, so that you can know when somebody has come from one of your, let's say you've got one of your 5 ads here, so that you can tell them apart. You may find that of your 5 ads, 2 do really well, 1 does nothing, and 2 others are, kind of so-so. So you may decide to eliminate the one that did nothing. You may decide to increase how much you put through the ones that did really well, and you may want to rewrite a little bit, make a few changes with the other 2, and see if you can improve them. Or you may just want to use your top 2, whatever the case may be. You can decide on that, but you need to know that. So you need to have links here that tell you what's happening with those Facebook ads. Same thing with your solo ads. You may use a whole bunch of different providers of solo ads. And I'll show you some examples on the tracking that I use. But you want to know which ones are working well for you, which ones you're getting a good opt-in response from. That's what this is telling you. How many are opting in, which ones you're not doing well on. Your YouTube ads. Now, you're not paying a lot for this, so you're not going to come up with a return on investment here, because you're putting YouTube's ad there up for basically nothing other than some of your time. But you do want to know, is this worth my time? All right, so the second step that you might want to know, what you might want to track, the second step is between your landing page and your bridge page. Now, one of the reasons you want to know here what's going on is you want to know how well your landing page is doing. You may even be split testing your landing page, and you want to know how well your different examples of your landing page are doing. So this is an important place to test too. Whether you're split testing or whether you're using things that are just completely different. Which ones are working, which ones aren't. Another place that you might like to know what's going on is if people go to your offer. Now, again, we said your offer page, if you're doing affiliate marketing, is someone else's page because you're selling someone else's product. But it is still important to know how many people go from your bridge page to the offer. Not every single one of those is going to buy when they get to the offer, but some of them will. You need to know about that. And of course, at some point, you'll find out, if not who, at least how much was spent, so you'll have some idea, and you'll be able to at least determine your return on investment. Another place that you might want to, just in this system here, and there are so many things that you can do with a good tracking app, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but another place that you might want to be able to track is down here with your emails. Now, whether you track each individual email or whether you use the same link for all of the emails, you still want to know how your emails are doing. Again, not a whole lot of money spent in this, but some time. You need to know what's working. You may need to make some changes in some of your emails, or an endless amount of information that you might gather from this. Okay, so that's the reason for, at least in general drawing form, tracking. Now let's take a look at the tracking app that I use. And it's called Clickmagick. Clickmagick you see here spelled with the K at the end of magic, clickmagick.com. And here's some of the links that I use. Now, I just learned fairly recently about some of these later things that you can learn, like engagements here, and haven't run much in the way of advertising. So you see I don't have much response, but I'll tell you what these are down here. In fact, I think the one response that I have from this was the testing that I did to after I learned about how to use this ad and how to use this tracking, this E here, but we'll talk about that. Can't show you my success with that, but important for you to know about it. Not hard to do. Just it's a progressive thing, learning what you're going to track and that sort of thing. Okay, so you see I've got email here, Facebook, solo ads. Let me close this down. Value series. You're not going to learn a whole lot about that here. And then on a second page, here's where I have put, if it will come up, it's taking its time. Here's where I put my YouTube offer link. Okay, so let's go back. Hopefully it goes back quickly to that first page, and I'm going to move these over because I don't want to spend a lot of time with like names in my solo ads, but you can still get the idea here. Okay, so TC is the total clicks. If you see in these in this area where my solo ads, anything that says long after it, that's the text that I used in my ad. I had a long form and a short form, so that's what that refers to. So those are all solo ads. I got this many total clicks, and then this is unique clicks, and then FC is flagged clicks. Now these can be from bots. Sometimes these show up really early, so I think they may have a way of flagging some of the testing that goes on for like your solo ad provider that does. They may even flag some of your own clicks because too many of them come through quickly and they can tell that they're from the same IP address, and so they know, these aren't legitimate clicks that you're paying for and that sort of thing. And then actions are how many, in my case, the way I've got it set up, it's how many people give me their email address. So if we go back to the illustration here, actions was how many people went through this here. Okay, and then it gives you actions per click, so per unique click, so you know what percentage, and you want your solo ads, probably any ad, to be somewhere around the 30% or 40% mark. You can see some of mine were, some of mine weren't. Most of them weren't way below, but there were some that I probably won't be using again. Okay, and then E is engagements, and that's that next. And you can put, even though you don't own this page, how I get this is putting something on this page, but even though you don't own this page, there is a way of putting some pixel on this page so that it can tell you that it's gone to the next page, that they've gone to your offer. So that's important to know, and that tells you not only that they've gone here, but engagement is important to know as far as your ads. How well are the people that you're advertising to engaging? If they're just getting this far and never going any farther, you may need to work on the quality of the traffic that you're sending. Just as an example, okay? All right, so, and then as you saw in the numbers further on down the line, or the letters, cost per click, cost per action, and return on investment. Now, I haven't put any data in mine yet. I'm still relatively early in the process, and I'm more concerned about these things down here. But those are things that you need to know eventually. Okay, and fairly early. Like I say, I'm just a few months into this process, so all of this is fairly new to me. Okay, so that's in a nutshell why you need some tracking software. If you don't have something that can tell you give you this sort of data, you're not going to know what you're doing. You're going to be lost. You're going to be totally in the dark as to what's working, what's not working, that sort of thing. As you saw, Clickmagick is the app that I use. It's available for a fairly low monthly cost. Are there better applications out there that you can get to do this? Well, there probably are if you're a huge business and have lots of money to spend on it. But Clickmagick is one of the most favored of small businesses out there, and much more functional. You can probably even find something free that gives you the first couple of things here. But to get all of this data going on here, you're going to have to use something just a little bit more. You're going to have to pay a little bit for it. Clickmagick is fantastic in what it does. Easy to use. So I highly recommend Clickmagick, and everyone I have worked with in the past recommends Clickmagick. It's one of the most popular unless you get into the big business end of things. All right, so that's what a tracker can do for you, at least the basics of what a tracker can do for you. I hope that's been helpful for you. Let me know in the comments below if that's been helpful. Tell me what you need to know, that sort of thing. I'm always looking for new ways of helping out the people who follow me, figure out what they can do to make their business work. As you know, if you know anything about my story, it took me a few years to do that sort of thing. It took me quite a few years to get to the point where my business was successful, was doing well, and I'd love to help a few others. In fact, my goal is to help about 1,000 people out over the next few years as I get going on this business and changing my life. If you want to do that, definitely get in touch with me, make some comments below, subscribe to my channel, that sort of thing. And also, I'm going to leave a link down there for Clickmagick so that you can check it out. They do have a free 14-day trial so that you can check it out, no cost, so that you can see how it works for you. So thank you for joining me. Success in all you do. And this is Daryl Ballard, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.